good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another session of Take 5. On today's session, what I would like to do is I would like to share a quick testimony with you guys and just talk a little bit about what God taught me when I was in that particular situation, and also kind of share with you what I learned from that situation. So I've had the opportunity to attend some missions trips. And I don't know if you've ever been on a missions trip, but I love going on missions trips. I mean, they're really, really cool. And I was really, really excited about this particular one. And so I began to pray and ask God just to prepare my heart to minister to this community that we were going to be in. And, I was thinking like maybe I'd be able to minister to other fathers or students. And I wasn't really sure what it looked like, but I was asking God, prepare hearts that you can use me in. So we finally made it in country. We're staying in this compound that belongs to the church, and we have all of our tents set up and everything. And it's the day before we're getting ready to go out into the community. And one of the pastors walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, Gabe, we're getting ready to go out to the community tomorrow." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm excited. I'm stoked, And he says, "But there's some work that needs to be done here in the compound. And we have a gentleman that's volunteered to do the work, and I would like for you to stay back with him and do the work. And then we're going to come back for you. So you guys stay here, do the work. I'm going to get everybody set up in the community, and then we're going to come back for you." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, So I began to think about this, like, wow, God, like I really wanted to be in this community and praying for people. And, I've been praying about this. But God had called me to help this gentleman do some construction work in the compound there. And I'm like, "God, I'm not a plumber. I'm not an electrician. I actually just hung my first ceiling fan just a few weeks ago. We were in San Diego. So here I am, right? So I said, "Okay, God, maybe this is something the church really needs, So, I began to get my heart right. We start working and we start building, and then we actually complete the project. And we're sitting there and we're talking. And then I begin to realize like these guys have forgotten about us. They are not coming back for us. So, we're sitting there and we're talking, and then the opportunity presents itself. And I don't know how it really happened, but the opportunity presents itself for me to share my testimony. So I began to share my testimony with this gentleman, and I'm just talking about what God's done in my life. I'm sharing, about the addictions that I've had in my past, and how God kind of delivered me from those addictions, and how He's used me. And as I'm sharing with this individual, he begins to open up his heart. He begins just to share and just kind of pour out his heart, and really allows me to minister to him. And in that moment, we shared tears together. We prayed together. And we built a really incredible friendship. And that's one of the neat things about when you serve alongside one another, you get to build genuine relationships because you're working together and you're getting to know one another. But what was really cool is that when I had been praying and thinking that God had wanted to use me in this community, God took me to another country so that He could use me in the life of a person that I go to church with. And, it was really, really cool because sometimes we think that, God's plan for us is one thing, but His plan for us is something completely different. And we have to be available and ready to allow Him to use us. Often when we think about individuals in the Bible, characters in the Bible who are in tough situations and still used by God, we look at Joseph, right? And Joseph was an individual who found himself in some really tough situations. And he probably wasn't where he thought God wanted him to be. He's like, "God, like, how did I end up here, But in those moments throughout his life, what we do see is we see that Joseph still had a godly character, right? So Joseph was loyal to God. Joseph honored God in his lifestyle and the way he lived whenever he was going through those different situations. And I believe that if we too would continue to honor God, I don't know where you're at right now, and I don't know what your situation is, but wherever we're at, if there's one of us saying, "God, like, how did I end up here? Like, this is not what I thought. This is not where I thought I would be right now." But if we would continue to honor God with our lives, I believe that God will use us. I believe that God can use us in the lives of other individuals. Joseph was truly blessed, and God honored him for being faithful. But not only was he blessed, but God used him to minister to a country, to a nation. He used him to save a nation, right? And that's absolutely awesome. And I believe that if we would respond in that same manner and allow God to use us in whatever situation that we're in, that God can use us to minister to other individuals, that He can also use us to minister to our country, to a nation. Hey guys, that's what I have for you all today. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I love you, and we'll see you next week.